Well, hey folks, Longhorn Lester here, and I'm showing off a new cap that I received in the mail yesterday. I'm hanging out with a couple of my sweet girls. Here's Christmas, who's watching where we're going, Trixie, who seems to be sound asleep, and Stella, who's also asleep. We're just getting back to Longhorn Lester's, and I want to show you something that I got yesterday. A sweet lady reached out to me and wanted to offer me something for my bunnies. And I can't wait to show it to you, even though there's a problem. And I mean major problem. Come up with me and I want to show you this. We are having just a gorgeous day here. And what I want to show you is special. Look how green these pastures are though, y'all. This is that ryegrass I planted. And we all know it's not going to last forever. This has to be replaced by our summer grass pretty soon. But boy, these pastures look amazing. I say these pastures, this side over here, not so much. We did not plant seed over on this side because I'm going to be welcomed this morning by, looks like sweet Tina, my sweet Tina. And as I pull up, you're going to see what I want to show you. I'll tell you what, it was not easy getting it here, and I had to use a tractor to unload it. I know I'm driving faster up my driveway than I should, but look at Come on, girls. Hold on, Stella. You're gonna get yourself hurt, sweetie. Let me help you. Come on, sweetie. Oh, Stella, you're going to be the end of me, sweetie. She is going to be the end of me. How y'all like this cap, huh? Isn't that pretty cool? All right, friends, so let's make one thing clear. Let's just make one thing clear. This is gorgeous. And her husband made this out of pallets. So what he does is he takes pallets like these over here. I have one in the back of my truck. And he pulls them apart. He breaks them into pieces, and then he rebuilds them into things like this. He frames them out and rebuilds them. And she said, Lester, I always use this for chickens. She goes, at some point, we no longer did chickens, and she used it for her bunnies. So it still does look to be set up like kind of a chicken coop. But even though she was able to keep her bunnies in here, they had a wood floor that it sat on. So I know you're saying, bunnies are going to crawl right out of that. Well, they will crawl out of that, I know. And then this thing over here in the back was her nesting box. Hey, sweetie. Hi, love. This was her nesting box. And you can see how that all puts back together. Her husband took that apart for me for transport because he and I had to load it up. And I'll tell you how smart that man was. He used pipe. He used several pipe that we would lift up the front, put a piece of pipe, and we would push it until the pipe run towards the back, then move the pipe to the front again. And that's how we pushed it all the way up into my trailer. And getting it unloaded, I had to use my forks and just kind of drag it right off. But listen, this is what she gifted me. And I love her. She's very kind, a sweet, sweet lady. But here's the problem. Because I told you there's a problem, right? The problem is Jamie wants this for her chicks. Jamie wants to take chicken wire and put over the windows, still put some kind of a flooring in there, and make it to where her chicks have a place to go for their roosting, a place they can go for their laying box, and a place they can go for their run. Jamie's kind of calling it a halfway house, if you will. A halfway house. But I don't know, guys. And then I know what you're going to say. Lester, give it to Jamie. You don't need that for your bunnies. Okay, you're right. I don't. I don't need it for my bunnies. But Jamie already had a house for her chickens. Let me go show it to you. In case you're wondering where I'm walking right along the back side of Jamie's greenhouse. This is where our chicken coop is going to be. Our chicken coop and our bunny hutch. We're here on the back side of the greenhouse, a spot we don't video very often. We will probably video it more often in the near future. But right here at the back of our property, That's the spot that burned down last year. That's the neighbor's property. That's not ours. This is the fence of our back property over here. We've got a whole lot of stuff done for what will eventually be our chicken coop area. And this is what Jamie bought. You remember this? Jamie bought this for her chicks. And so to have to end up turning around and having this, did she lock the door on me? Why would she have locked the door on me? So look, there's already laying boxes. This is a great chicken house. This is a great place for chickens. Hey, sweet kitty. We have more work to do here, y'all. Don't worry. Why did Jamie... Okay, look. We have more work to do here. But this is a great chicken house. And all of a sudden, Jamie thinks that what I was gifted is a whole lot cuter. So, anyway, this is going to be the chicken area. And I don't want to take over Jamie's content. This is absolutely Jamie's content. And I'm going to make sure it stays that way. This is not my content. But that bunny hutch is my content. And so what I think I'm going to do is get my tractor and drag that bunny hutch maybe over here somewhere. I'll have it facing that direction. So we'll have the chickens facing this way, the bunny hutch facing that way. And then as far as the ground goes, I told Jamie I'm going to put some mesh. I'm going to put some mesh. And then I'm going to put some shavings on the bottom. Let me go walk over there and show you. Baby, you know I'm watching you, don't you? You know I'm watching you. I'm sitting here watching you do that. We have to at some point outline this entire chicken area into a better wire. And we're also going to buy something to go over the entire top. We haven't done that yet, but we're going to. And that's going to be a way to keep hawks and eagles and other animals from flying animals, or those that can climb, from coming down into our chicken/rabbit area. Now listen guys, I don't know the first thing about how big a rabbit hutch needs to be. You all may be saying that this is too much or it's not enough. I don't know. But what I was thinking was I could put down, rabbits can't dig through gravel. I could put down gravel. I could put down some kind of a wire mesh and then put some pine shavings on top that I could kind of clean out if I needed to. And then for their tunnels, I would put PVC pipe. Think about that, PVC pipe. And it gives them the tunnels that they need, that they want to give them a great life. And so I thought about different things I could do to turn this into a really wonderful rabbit house. But like I said, Jamie is determined to make this be her chicken coop. And that's fine too, I guess. But look what the guy's done. He actually took the pieces of wood and he put a burn to them. I've done this before. You guys remember when we did our stalls over in the Plum Grove property, when we did our stalls, I actually burnt all the wood. I just used a torch and I went, and you can burn it very easily without catching it on fire. You just gotta be aware of what you're doing. But this is beautiful. And picture this, all of this made from those gosh darn pallets. And you see those pallets everywhere. Now, it looks like he did use some actual 2x4s to do some framing, some 2x2s for some framing. But what I'm going to do, I told Jamie, is come by this end over here. Let me move this out of the way a little bit. This is so heavy. But I'm going to put me some eye bolts into those runners right there. Those are a 4x4, kind of a drag. I'm going to put some eye bolts in there. And then hook those eye bolts with the chain or a cable to the back of my tractor. Just put those eye bolts and lift it up a little bit so I can lift that off the ground, just the front, lift it off the ground, and I will drag it. I'll drag it right around the back side of the garage here. I'm sorry, the greenhouse. I'll drag it right inside their spot, and then I will try to find a way to level it. But it's cute. It's just beautiful, y'all. To me, it's a beautiful little house. And no matter what, for rabbits or for chickens, we're going to have to cover these windows because I do not want any predator getting in there and trying to get to my rabbits. But I can't wait to see what your thoughts are, your ideas. Also, you can go ahead and say if it should go to Jamie or not. And then if I do end up giving this to Jamie, it's my choice. It's my choice. I went and got it. I did all the labor. I met the sweet lady and her family. She and her husband and I did all the labor. It's mine. It's mine. But if you think I should give it to Jamie, then just say so in the comments. And in saying so, do I keep this for my rabbits? Do I get anything? Do I get anything? Do my rabbits get anything? And as far as my rabbits go, I'll talk a little bit about my rabbits, and I'll talk about the who, the why, and all of those things. All right, so I'm just going to walk and talk at the same time if you guys are okay with that. The reason that I want to have some rabbits, and this is my decision, not Jamie's, is because you guys know that I've always been one who likes to kind of like prep. Well, they call that prepping. I'm a prepper by nature, guys. I've always been the kind of guy who wants to try to find a way to protect and keep my family alive and fed in case of hard times. You know, our generation has been blessed not to have to endure the kind of things that other generations have. But we all know how fast things can change. And so Jamie and I, when we first bought this property, we had every intention of making ourselves a place where we could survive and sustain ourselves, including our extended family, if there was ever kind of a situation that we had to. And so to have things like rabbits along with our chickens that we're getting, not to mention these ostrich eggs and other things, would be a wonderful way for us to maintain and sustain ourselves in a world gone wild, okay? The type of rabbit that I would like to get would be a New Zealand or Californian. I don't know if you guys are familiar with either type of those rabbits, but they both do very well living outdoors. I will say that New Zealand rabbits, I have experience with them. I have experience with both kinds of rabbits. New Zealand rabbits do better in Texas heat, whereas California rabbits don't really do as well in the heat. And you all know that Texas can get pretty hot. We've talked about it a lot, about what a hot and humid summer feels like here. And rabbits who are extremely furry, like the Californians, they do not do as well. Now, if you have those rabbits indoors, they do great. But outdoors, not so much. New Zealand rabbits have very little fur. And they can do a whole lot better, and they can tolerate all kinds of climate changes. So there is a rabbit hatchery. No, it wouldn't be a hatchery. There is a rabbit place here in Livingston that we would go to get our rabbits. I don't know for a fact that I would buy a buck. I would probably only have a couple of females. Both California rabbits and the New Zealand rabbits can live between 5 to 8 years. So I would try to buy some that are fairly young. My intention is just to raise them, love them, and offer them a wonderful life. If they do well and we don't have any issues, then it's possible that at some point I'll get me a little buck and we can go ahead and have some babies. That would be a whole lot of fun. So I understand there are people who cannot understand and cannot imagine the idea of ever eating anything that you raise. And I'm also similar in the fact that I could never want to eat something that I've raised. I don't mind popping open an egg from our chickens, but I'm not one who can go out there like a lot of folks can and take the head off a chicken and fry it up. Even though I can scale a fish in a heartbeat. But you guys know what I mean. So let's not think of it that way. Let's not think of it in that term of, you're just going to eat them, you're going to eat them. But they'll be here if I ever need to eat them. They'll be here if my family ever needs to survive. They'll be here if we ever need them. Rabbits are a wonderful meat source. What is this? Trash. And our biggest issue with raising anything here is going to be predators. So what we're going to have to do is make sure we have a double fenced enclosure. One fencing on the outside, and then a second place the rabbits and the chickens can go by day, or I'm sorry, by night. We'll have to also have a way to prevent flying predators from coming down and swooping them up. So there will be some netting required. I think they call that, Jason and Brooke have one, aviary, and I may be saying that wrong, but we will absolutely create ourselves kind of an aviary with one really high pole in the middle that will hold the netting up, and the netting will drape down and around and entirely enclose our structure. So friends, that is our plans. That's our goals. So yes, Jamie is already hatched, or she's hatching some baby chicks. She's already bought her a few as well. So as long as we've had this property, which has been over 2 years now, it's been nice and quiet and peaceful. Yeah, you may have to start hearing me scream and holler a little bit now when them chickens get out of control, especially the roosters. But that's always been fun. Listen, I want to thank y'all for watching the video. I love to read your comments and how you feel about all of this. And hey, once again, let me know what you think about Jamie, and if I should in fact give her my rabbit hutch.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.